Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Yvonne and I want to give you a quick tour through my UX case study of the Wellbeing and Health app MeTime. I was working on this project during the last 5 months when I was taking part a UX course at Career Foundry, and I was the sole user research and UX designer for this project. So let's get started. Let me give you a quick heads up about the context of the app. I decided to design a health app for people in lockdown. The pandemic touched almost every aspect of our lives, also our health lives. Fitness facilities are closed, mental issues have gotten more and more to the focus of our lives, and those things paired with the social isolation made our health suffer a lot. That is why I wanted to design a product which people in the isolation could use in order to stay healthy and balanced. I applied the design thinking process during the whole project. This way I made sure to design a user-friendly and solution-oriented product. In the very first phase, the empathize phase, I took a closer look at the problem and formed a problem statement, which is, during the lockdown and resulting isolation, people need a way to engage in health activities, find new sources of inspiration, and deal with mental issues because they have generally increased since pandemics and the usual health facilities are not available anymore. I also phrased some challenges I might be facing and the goals I want to reach with the product and the opportunities I might have. I then moved forward into the user research phase. Hearing the user's perspective was the very first necessary step to understand the user's problem better. I started by phrasing some research goals, which you see here, such as understanding the current health approach of my users, understanding challenges and frustrations they might face while building healthy habits, or understanding which effects the lockdown had on their health life. I got first insights from the survey that I sent out to 57 participants in total in the age between 25 and 35. Main insights here were that most people are physically actually quite healthy and active. People rate their physical health a lot higher than their mental health, although they also say that the mental health is one of the biggest concerns. In the next step, I interviewed 3 health-conscious people, also in the age of 25 to 35, to get more detailed input from potential app users. I sorted all the inputs with Affinity Mapping, which then helped me sketch out main insights and which then again lead to product opportunities for my app. Some insights here. For example, people were saying that they want to focus more on mental health, but a lack of prioritization, awareness, and trust are reasons that people are not doing it. So it might make sense to implement a mood tracker so people can stay on track of their emotions and build awareness about mental topics. Now we are entering the next phase. In the define phase, I used all the gathered input from the research and transformed it into user personas, Daniel and Emma. They represent prospective users and they will help me from here on to see the product with their eyes, which will help me empathize with my users' needs and goals. For example, when we have a look at Mira, Mira is a rather dynamic and spontaneous, chaotic person. She would probably rather use the app on demand and wouldn't use it to create big activity schedules. I also came up with some journey maps. Here you see the one of Mira. I created a scenario with a goal she would like to reach and broke down the whole process into little task steps. And I also described her mental state of mind during all those tasks. This way, I was able to get a better understanding of Emma's motivations and the emotional context of use, which then again helped me to form process and functionality opportunities. The user flows which I then created show a certain path the user would take within the app in order to accomplish a certain task. Actually, it is a very certain path, the happy path. This is the shortest way the user needs to go to get from the starting to the goal screen. Those user flows, they are a great tool to estimate which screens will be needed in the end and which navigation elements are necessary to complete certain tasks. Now it was time to put all my discovered functionalities into shape. It was time to build the information architecture. And open card sorting helped me redefine my initial sitemap. I created 20 cards, which the participants had to sort into logical categories. And here on the left, you can see the most common categories created. I used this output here as the base for my main navigation level, as you can see here in the revised sitemap. This is the first navigation level, and as you can see, I was putting those categories in here, but where it made sense, I combined sections to reduce the number of navigation sections and to have a compact product. Then I started bringing my ideas to life with initial paper and pen low fidelity sketches, which you see here. I sketched out the first navigation level from the sitemap. The sign up, the home screen, the library, the mood tracker, and the community section. Then I transformed those paper sketches into mid-fidelity wireframes using Adobe XD as the tool of my choice. So here again, you can see the different navigation levels, the onboarding and sign up, the home screen, the library, the mood tracker, and the community section. Now it was time to test my prototype. In the last phase, I conducted moderated remote and in-person usability testing with 6 participants in total. This behavioral research gave me really great insights about the usability of my product and which sections need some rework. For the test, I asked 6 participants to run a total of 4 tasks with the prototype. I gave the following scenario tasks to my participants and asked them to speak out loud while performing them. As a result, all the users were able to complete the tasks and agreed that it was easy to use, but still there were similar issues regarding navigation or general guidance for all the participants. So I collected all the gathered input and observations in a spreadsheet. This way I was able to identify the main errors in the prototype and which parts work well or not so well usability-wise. Another affinity mapping then helped me sort the input and formulate the biggest usability issues, which you can see here. A major issue, for example, was that the user had problems knowing what to do, or rather knowing where to click in the mood tracker sections, issue number 3. Some other sections were not intuitive due to a content overload or a bad presentation of elements. So with all these insights in my hands, I started doing another design iteration. In total, there have been at least 3 to 4 iterations over the whole process. But here I'm showing you now the jump from my mid-fidelity to the final high-fidelity screens. Here you can see the onboarding and sign up and how it developed from mid-fidelity to high-fidelity. But you can also find the usability issues that I was talking about earlier. Here, for example, the issue number 1, users struggle reading the home screen, especially the My Plan screen on the home screen. So major changes here were that I reduced the content on the landing page on the home screen. I implemented a health quote, a welcoming health quote, and I moved the activity plan section into a separate section, a screen that you can reach over a horizontal tag menu on the home screen, and I cleaned also the graphic and make it look more logical. Then here you see the development of the library, and here the mood tracker. Let me quickly explain the changes I made for the issue number 3, that users struggled understanding what to do on the screens intuitively. So the biggest change was actually that I split the whole process into several screens by giving an overview of all the moods to pick from on the first screen will give the user a better understanding of what is to be expected and also guides the user better through the whole process of mood tracking. I also created a design system which shows all the main design elements such as colors, fonts, patterns, and UI elements. And then here finally you can see an overview of all my polished design screens. So that's it from my side. Please reach out to me if you have any open questions or comments. I'm happy to hear from you. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.